88.1 Wary, Street Life City, we in the building. Nyne Milli. I'm here with two important people. Three actually. I want the camera pointed on these guys right now. These are you looking at some made men right here. And made women at that. So we're gonna
tell my parents that.
we're gonna introduce them. First, to my right, we got Chi. My right hand man, Snapchat King. You want your snap set up? We're gonna get to that, boy. We got him. He's running for Director of Public Relations.
That's it.
We got Ben Newbart, me, aka soon be Vice President of Street Life City. Then we got the most important figure of the school.
Well, I'm bald.
If you guys got any issues, you want something done, that's the go-to guy.
Until May 18th, and I'm retiring.
Should we drop your phone number on the air real quick?
Yeah.
Should we drop it? But before we even do any of that, I just want to introduce you. This guy is the president of the SGA. This guy is the Donald Trump of Westchester Community College.
I don't feel comfortable now.
He don't feel comfortable. Nah, but he's a very important man. This is Henry G, president of the SGA. Henry, what's going on?
How's it going, Patrick?
Definitely.
Patrick's a great man. We spent a good portion of the summer together in orientation, along with Mr. Newbart. But to the right of me, we also have another candidate for the student government, Miss Kelsey Young. She's running for student trustee. Say hello, Kelsey.
Hello.
So if you want to let the people know and the listeners know, right, for each position that you guys running, what does it consist of? We'll start with you, Chelsea. You're running for student trustee. What is the job and what do you guys do as part of Westchester Community College?
So of all of the SGA positions, one that's really elected to represent students at WCC is student trustee. Student trustee represents the students on the board of trustees once a month, and so my goal as student trustee would be to represent all students, everyone from the full-time to the part-time, from the most involved person to the adult learner who can only make it at nighttime. And my goal is to make things easier for WCC students to get from point A to point B, whether that be in their education or even just to campus.
Now, when you say student trustee, are you guys like in charge of like the school funding, and are you guys the ones that make the decisions of where the funding goes to, as far as like the clubs or which programs as far as the school is going?
So the entire SGA exec board gets involved with that, but student trustee is really a representative for both sides. So student trustee represents the students for the board of trustees, but it also represents the board of trustees for the SGA and gives them information on what they see the future of WCC looking like.
Oh, definitely.
The student trustee,
it's like a bridge.
Yeah. Kelsey explained it really well. As student trustee, you have the power to hire, improve funding for the entire college. So it's a very, very important position, and I know Kelsey can tackle it bigly.
Now, as far as funding, like do you guys also make decisions? Like, let's say if I'm a student, right, and I come to you and I want to put a new program into the school, and let's say I get a petition, I would say roughly about 500. We come to you guys, we want a new program added to the school. Are you the go-to guys to go to, or is there like another legal process we got to go through as far as the school is concerned?
So the entire SGA is involved with things like that for getting programs started. So yes and no. I'm always here to talk to students about what they want to see at WCC, but it's not as if I can, walk in and be like, here we go, here's our program. But I'm always interested in hearing what students have to say about what they want to see at their school and getting things started and getting things rolling, even if that means putting a committee together that I'm not personally on because, student trustee, as Jonathan did this year, can only do, as much.
Definitely. Now, Mr. Henry, the head honcho, the go-to guy. He's the one, he calls the shots, ladies and gentlemen. The buck stops with him. So, Mr. Henry, as president of the SGA, right? What is your role? What do you oversee? Like, let's say if a bill comes to your desk, what are you in charge of mostly? What can you do?
Okay, so according to the Student Government Constitution, the president is the chairperson of the SGA Senate and the SGA Executive Board. The president cannot vote on both the Senate or the Executive Board unless there's a tie. The primary function of the president, besides presiding over the entire student government, is to be the chief liaison between the college administration and the student body. So I meet with almost regularly every day with Dr. Miles, Sarah Thompson-Tweedy, the Vice President of Student Access, Involvement, and Success, all these other campus administration, faculty, and staff. I meet with them. I try to, as president, I try to get involved in almost every single decision-making process that goes on this campus. So I just recently was on the search and screen committee for the next Vice President of Academic Affairs, which is the second, most important position in the college. So it's being president. You could just follow what the Constitution says and just have an average presidency, or it's really depending. For every single position in the student government, it's all about how much you want to put into it. And I try to get involved in almost everything possible because as students, we're the largest stakeholder group in this college. So, it's only right that we have to be in these decision-making rooms because these decisions affect our lives. And if tuition goes up, that affects us. If the student activity fee goes up, that affects us. If the metro fare for the bus to get here, that affects us. So that's all the things that I try to immerse myself in with. It's not just on the campus community, but outside it as well.
Definitely.
In a nutshell.
Definitely. You heard him. He's the big boss. Nothing gets past him. Now let's get to you, Ben.
What's up?
You're running for Director of Public Relations.
That's correct.
What made you get into that? What made you decide to run? Why you choose? And as Director of Public Relations, what are you going to oversee as far as the school is concerned? And what can you do? Let the people know.
All right, so I'll start off with why I'm running. I think it's a cool position. I think it's a cool opportunity. And it fits well with what I'm doing right now, which is I'm the social media coordinator for WEB, which is the Westchester Events Board on campus. So I'm good at dealing with the public. I'm good at dealing with social media. I'm good at presenting things in a positive light and making sure that people know what we're doing is good and how we're doing it and, that sort of thing. As Director of Public Relations, I will be just really painting the school and the student government in a positive light, trying to make everything look good. Not that anything looks bad, but, just making sure that people see that we are doing the best we can and see the best image of us that they can.
Okay, and there's rumor that you're up for Vice President position of Street Life City with Nyne Milli. So
I can't comment on any rumors, but
what he doesn't realize that I'm actually running for Vice President of Street Life City. I don't know what it is, but I saw it was cool. So.
I don't know. My man Michael Jordan hits me up on Facebook, and that's all I know.
Definitely. Now, can the students, if the students have an issue with you guys, can they approach you directly? Is there contact information? Like, I know you're running for Director of Public Relations.
Yeah.
I know you're running as well. So, if these guys want to vote, how would they vote? How would they get in contact with you to help improve the votes?
So, elections are...
I'll let you start first, man.
All right, thank you. Elections are until tomorrow at noon on MyWCC. So once you log in, it should be right there on the right side of the page, and you'll see, there's a box for every position. My name is Ben Newbart. It's right under Director of Public Relations. It's pretty easy to find. You just scroll down a bit, click it, hit submit.
Yeah, and as far as getting in contact with all of us goes, it's really personal to the person that's running. Voting is really easy. I suggest all students do it. Everybody sees issues at WCC. There's no way around that. So you have to make your voice heard, even if it's just voting for somebody you think calls to you. I know personally for me, I know a lot of our platforms are based around being a representative of students. And so for my particular platform, because my position is a direct representative, I have a Twitter account set up so people can talk to me about what they want to see and what they want to do at WCC. So it's Said by Red, super easy to find, spelled just like it sounds. And so that's if you want to get in contact with me, if you see something that really bothers you or something you really like. And I would implore all students to vote because that's the only way to get what you want heard.
Definitely. So any final statements or contact information that any one of you guys want to leave, so if anybody can reach out to you guys personally through email, social media, phone number, or...
Yeah, Henry's phone number is,
It's 914trackphone.com.
1-800 How's My Driving?
I do want to say, though, I'd like to, in addition to these first of all, we're very fortunate that we have a very impressive cohort of candidates this year. They're all very qualified to do this position. I'm lucky enough now that I can finally voice my opinion on who I want to be elected next year, because apparently years back, well, up until last week, there was a rule that says current executive board members can't endorse or campaign for candidates they want, which I thought was nonsense, because I think it's not fair. Because I have a voice too. I'm still a student, and so I just want to say, if you are listening out there, and you're planning on voting my WCC for president, Hamza Raja, excellent qualified candidate, has been a senator this entire year. He was the author of really two very important resolutions. One of them was making a sexual assault help link on the website more accessible, because it wasn't really, it was kind of hidden on our website, and that was really big. He wrote the WCC Sanctuary Campuses resolution, so we can show our support for all of our undocumented students there, and I was proud to sign those resolutions. So Hamza is a very, very qualified person to do this job. Sorry, I was going to try to grab your hand.
You can hold my hand.
It's okay.
Right.
We're in this together. For vice president, there's only one person running, but Crystal is a phenomenal student leader. We also got to serve with her as an orientation leader this past summer. For secretary, Ryan Dwyer is running by himself, but very qualified as well. Treasurer, Keenan Long, very, very qualified. He's running by himself. And then there's Ben.
That's me.
Ben is very qualified. I'm going to say that. He is, yeah. He is on web. You basically do the same thing.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same position. It's just
For
a
student
bit of a
government.
bigger scope.
Yeah.
For student government.
For a more real organization.
Yeah.
Just
No, web's great and all.
throwing
But
shade
it's
out
time
there.
to move on to bigger and better things.
Yeah.
With that.
Bigger, much bigger, and better. Definitely better. And then there's Kelsey.
Kelsey, welcome to the team, Kelsey.
Yeah.
Woo!
Welcome to Street Life City.
Seriously though, there is nobody more qualified in this candidate, Kelsey Young, for student trustee. There's nobody more qualified than her. I don't want to say anything against her opponent, but I'm telling you, Kelsey will get the job done. I'm serious. So when you see her name under student trustee, please do me a good solid one and click on Kelsey Young. Please. So I could have a nice retirement. We can all have a nice retirement. The current executive board, we could all sleep safely and comfortably at night by picking Kelsey Young for your next student trustee. Please. Thank you.
And I just want to throw, I think it's fair to say, if there are things that you want to know about us that you don't know from what we've just said, on my WCC when you log in, right above the election, is a Meet the Candidates page. We've all written a little something about ourselves, so if you feel like you need to know more, you should definitely go check that out. It just, yeah, I feel like that's worth noting.
Yeah, definitely. Just to say my final thought, I know these guys personally. I've worked with them all year. They're very good men. They get the job done. And women. They get the job done, but honestly, please vote for them. These are our future politicians, future CEOs, future executives. And yes, I'm going to be friends with them because, I might need a job. I might need a law changed if I decide to run for mayor or something like that. But other than that,
You're hired.
But these are definitely good, wonderful people that I'm glad to have them on my show, and I'm glad to have them a part of my life. And definitely, I wish them future endeavors of life, and was proud to have you guys on my show. You guys can feel free to come anytime you want.
Likewise.
Any issues? You said they can just come to the SGA. They can.
Yeah, SGA room 286A. We're kind of hidden in the corner on the top of the student center. I'm usually there. Someone's usually there all the time, and don't feel bad about bothering us because that's why you elected us to bother us. So please bother us.
Exactly.
Definitely. I want to give a special thanks. Special thanks to you, Ben, for coming to the show. Special thanks to you, Mr. President Henry. Kelsey, welcome to the edition. Hope you get the trustee voice.
Next student trustee, Kelsey.
Let's give a round of applause for Kelsey.
I'm starting to freak Kelsey out because I'm getting very hyped.
What about
And I know you're gonna. It's okay.
No, we don't know. That's why
She's in
there's
a
an
closed
election.
election. All right. Vote for Ben and Kelsey.
Vote for Ben. Vote
But
for
when you
Kelsey.
get to student
for
trustee,
Hamza.
please vote for Kelsey. Okay, I'm done. Sorry.
Definitely. Thank you for your service, Mr. President.
Patrick, you're the best. You got a great team down here. I love how you have someone filming. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I need
that's,
to do it.
that's
Please
important.
all of you guys are more than welcome to stop by my radio show, Polita Hank, Wednesdays at 6, right down here in Wary, Power 88. It's a great time. We don't always talk about politics. Sometimes we just talk about life. It's a good time.
Definitely.
Listen to good music.
Definitely.
So
Guys,
you're more than welcome to.
guys, it's my pleasure.
Thanks again for having us,
Patrick,
Patrick.
Thank you.
Appreciate
have a
it.
good day.
Definitely. 88.1.